In the long history of ancient Egypt, few names have captured the world's attention like Tutankhamun. He ruled more than 3,000 years ago during the 18th dynasty. Yet his fame today owes as much to the mystery of his life and death as it does to the discovery of his nearly intact tomb in the 20th century. To understand Tutankhamun's place in history, it is important to begin with the political and religious climate into which he was born. Tutankhamun was born around 1341 BC, at a time when Egypt was undergoing one of its most controversial religious transformations. His father is generally believed to have been Akhenaten, the pharaoh who attempted to replace Egypt's traditional polytheistic religion with the exclusive worship of Aten, the sun disk. This religious revolution, known as the Amarna period, disrupted Egypt's centuries-old traditions and power structures. Tutankhamun's mother's identity is still debated, though genetic studies suggest she may have been a sister of Akhenaten, making her both his mother and his aunt. Tutankhamun came to the throne at a very young age, possibly around 8 or 9 years old, following the death of Akhenaten. His accession was preceded by the short reign of Smenkhkare, or possibly Neferneferuaten, both shadowy figures in Egyptian history. Because of his youth, the kingdom was effectively ruled by powerful advisors, including the vizier Ay and the military commander Horemheb. The boy king's reign marked a reversal of his father's policies. He abandoned the capital city built by Akhenaten at Amarna and restored Thebes as the religious center. Most importantly, he reinstated the traditional gods of Egypt, including Amun, and restored the power and wealth of the temples that had been neglected during his father's reign. Initially, Tutankhamun's name was Tutankhaten, meaning living image of Aten, reflecting his birth during the Atenist period. During his reign, his name was changed to Tutankhamun, living image of Amun, symbolizing the official return to traditional religion. This religious restoration helped stabilize the kingdom and restore the confidence of both the priesthood and the general population. Although these changes were likely directed by his advisors rather than the young pharaoh himself, they became defining actions of his reign. Tutankhamun's reign was relatively short, lasting about 9 years, a period marked by internal stability rather than large-scale expansion. Inscriptions indicate Egypt was maintaining its influence in Nubia and the Levant, but there is no evidence of major military campaigns led by the king himself. His life appears to have been marked more by efforts to repair the political and religious disruptions caused by the Amarna period than by conquest or expansion. Tutankhamun married his half-sister Ankhesenamun, the daughter of Akhenaten and Queen Nefertiti. Together, they had at least 2 daughters, both of whom were stillborn and buried in his tomb. The young king died around 1323 BCE, likely at the age of 18 or 19. The cause of his death remains one of the most debated topics in Egyptology. Various theories have been proposed, including illness such as malaria, congenital health problems linked to inbreeding, or an accident resulting in injury. Tutankhamun was buried in the Valley of the Kings, but unlike many royal tombs, his resting place was modest in size and hastily prepared, suggesting his death was unexpected. His burial chamber was filled with treasures, including the now iconic gold funerary mask, jewelry, chariots, and weapons. It also contained everyday objects, all intended to accompany him into the afterlife, according to Egyptian beliefs. For more than 3,000 years, his tomb remained hidden and largely untouched, protected by its position beneath the debris from later tomb construction. This changed in 1922, when British archaeologist Howard Carter, backed by his patron Lord Carnarvon, discovered the tomb's entrance. The find was one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Inside, Carter found over 5,000 artifacts, many in pristine condition, providing an unparalleled insight into the wealth, artistry, and burial practices of ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's historical importance lies not in his political achievements, but in the preservation of his tomb, which has offered the modern world a direct glimpse into Egypt's royal past. The artifacts from his tomb continue to be studied, revealing details about craftsmanship, trade, religion, and daily life in the New Kingdom.